Hi kids, welcome to Terry on Tuesday. Finally, an edited video. Um, I'm, I'm recording here from the living room that I don't do much living in because the washing machine's on and the churds are burping outside, so it's quite loud. Anyway, completely different video this week. Yes, we're back to editing, which is good. I do enjoy the live ones because they're very low maintenance and I just have to sit and waffle. But taking a break from the building stuff at the moment, I just want to sort of mark in time, as it were, my intention to get back on the diet and exercise regime. Now, I don't know if you know, but at the start of, oh blimey, what was it, February, I think it was, I decided to get myself sorted again, so I got my cross trainer up in the other room there, and I did away with uh, the very tasty and lovely but bad for you food. I know that sounds wrong to a lot of people, that no food should be considered bad. You know, good foods and bad foods. But what I mean by that is the foods that I really enjoy, which are literally outside my window there, are kebabs, Chinese's, chippy, Indian, all that. Basically, all the stuff that tastes fantastic but makes me put on lots of porn cheapness. Anyway, today's t-shirt sponsored by Clive at Burkbench Designs. I helped design that one because it's a Halloween themed. Anyway, um, so at the start of February, I jumped on it, and I don't follow diets. I have in the past. I've tried the Atkins diet and all that kind of thing, and they have, like every diet, limited success, and obviously you go off the idea. So I just do what I feel is beneficial to me and what feels right, and it seems to work. So in a space of 2 months, I lost nearly 2 stone. At the start of February, I was about 14 stone two, which was the heaviest I've ever been. And within 2 or 3 months, I got down to a family fortune of, and that was quite impressive. And at that point, I got ridiculously busy with work to do, illustrations, making stuff, Marvin, etc., etc. And I'm still quite busy. I've managed to get most of it down to a sort of manageable level, although I do have a busy week this week. But still, my plan was to, well, I have had about 2 weeks off, I think, about 2 or 3 weeks off of just not exercising because you've got to stay focused. And if you're not focused, you're not going to do it properly. And, I find that because I had so much work on, I didn't feel like stopping work at 6 p.m. to do a workout or whatever and cross trainer and shower and all that malarkey. And I found I was hungry and I found I was very tired. Both two things which go fight against the diet and exercise, being hungry and tired. So I've had long enough, and I have decided to get back onto it properly as I have done before. If I managed to drop nearly 2 stone, just under 2 stone, wasn't exactly 2 stone. Let's see if we can go for another stone at least anyway in the next couple of weeks. So if you're wondering why I'm doing this a lot, it's because I've just been playing with fiberglass out in the kitchen, and it's a psychosomatic thing. I feel like I'm itchy because fiberglass makes you itch, and even if there's none on me, obviously it's invisible anyway, but it's dust and stuff, and you feel a bit itchy. Anyway, I'll stop thinking about it. Hands up if you're itching now just thinking about it. So, let's go and weigh myself, shall we? Okay, so that's what I currently weigh, which is not as bad as I thought. I thought I'd have crept up like a full stone or something, but it's not too bad. I'm still within the 12 stone only just within the 12 stone area. So the plan is to do what I did normally, and basically means not having takeaways for dinner or lunch, not having chips for lunch, and sometimes breakfast. But what I just tend to do is um, when I'm pottering around the house, when I'm working and stuff, I need a break from the computer every now and again. I go downstairs, make my coffee or whatever, and I start snacking on stuff. Now, if you've got nothing to snack on, I will basically pop out and eat whatever's nearest. And in my case, it's takeaways or chocolate or whatever, or cakes. I love the cake. I love the cake. Yeah. So uh, what I found works for me is if I have certain foods piled up in the kitchen for me to snack on, because once I get a handful of those, um, I no longer want to stuff my face with chips. So, what do I snack on? Well, it's not going to be for everyone, but I tend to find stuff that is raw and quite tasty to eat raw without no cooking. No, basically, I'm lazy, so it's like no time to cook, no excuses, just stuff it down your gob. So, the food I tend to eat are grapes. Don't mind what colour. At the moment, I'm going through red, but sometimes I go to green. Eggs. I like eggs. All types of eggs. But I'm not doing fried eggs. I don't mind fried eggs. It's always a bit of a love-hate relationship with fried eggs. Sometimes they're crispy and horrible, and sometimes they're quite slimy, which is what I like, but you can never think. Plus, fried eggs are obviously greasy and lardy. But I like hard-boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, that kind of thing. Um, Also, mushrooms. Most people have mushrooms cooked, sliced, boiled, thrown onto a pizza, whatever. I like them raw. Some people are going to go, raw, but that's how you eat mushrooms, basically. They taste nicer, there's more flavour to them, I find anyway, and they're filling because they're quite stodgy. So I wolf a handful of mushrooms down my neck, followed by a couple of grapes, which gives me the sugary bit, and I feel great. And also, I've done away with the bread, so I'm using tortillas. I mean, I did go almost 8 years recently, before I moved back to the valleys. I say valleys, before I moved back to this part of the valley. I went about 8 years without eating a single slice of bread, um, because that is stodgy. And as anyone who knows about fitness or diets or anything like that will tell you, bread is pretty stodgy for you, and it's not great if you're trying to lose weight. So I've kind of decided to find a substitute, and for me, it's tortillas. They're thinner. Um, I think they're less stodgy, and I can eat like two tortillas with something in them, like hard boiled egg or whatever, some lettuce and stuff, and I'm done. So that's better than sitting down eating 6 or 7 sandwiches and filling up on bread, Drinking lots of water. I kid you not, water is the diet drink. Don't worry about energy drinks. Don't worry about, protein shakes and that. Just drink water. We are chemical computers. We are robots that run on chemicals. And anything you stick into yourself, from Class A drugs to water, is going to affect the way you look and feel and think. And water is the most elementary, simplest thing that the body needs. And the more water you drink, the less you want to eat. The more hydrated you'll be. Everyone knows this about your brain needs water to think properly and to stay hydrated. All your systems in your body need water. I do obviously find myself going to the toilet every 5 minutes or whatever when I'm drinking a lot of water, but it's still flushing out the rubbish. And water's good for you. It's needed for everything, basically. Anyway, so yeah, my plan is to drop another stone. We'll see how it goes. We've just seen how heavy I am now. As the time we're recording this is Sunday afternoon. You're watching this on Tuesday, so by now I should have had 2 days of, oh sorry, 1.5 days of getting back onto it. So that's the general routine is get up, um, potentially go for a walk in the morning if possible, doing the usual lap of the town. And oh, by the way, Fitbit gone. Uh, I have had a Fitbit for the last couple of months, bought a nice one, and I sold it yesterday on eBay. By the way, eBay, what are you playing at? They got this weird thing now where they tell you you've been paid for it, but they don't give you the money until you dispatch it, and then they say, "Oh, wait a couple of days." I know what they're doing. They're basically doing that whole thing where if they can keep the money in their account as long as possible, they get interests off these many billions or whatever, and then they hand it over to you once they've made some money off the interest, which is not great. I used to like the way that people would PayPal you directly. Anyway, I got rid of the Fitbit because I had a weird epiphany. The Fitbit was fun while it lasted, but the novelty wore off. I didn't like having it stuck on my wrist all night, and then I didn't like taking it off because I thought I should be keeping it on to keep a track of my heart rate and all that malarkey. I know it's good for your resting heart rate and obviously for working out how many calories you burnt off and how far you've walked. Um, but it's another gadget again on top of the cross trainer and stuff like that. And it's like, do you know what? I've managed before in the past, so I'll manage again. And also, uh, last Sunday, which is as I'm filming this last week, I had this very long chat with a guy who stopped me in the street who was let's just say he was a religious chap. And we had a really long chat. And as we talked, it kind of dawned on me that, obviously the purpose for a religious chap talking to me is to get me to consider religion, consider living life the way he does it. And I've always had a little bit of a rebellious streak, and I don't feel I should have anyone tell me how to live. The only person I answer to, if they chose to tell me what to do, would be my kids. I don't have parents anymore, and the only time I would be dissuaded from doing anything or told to do or forced to do anything is if my kids ask me to, within reason. So I don't want any religious evangelist to tell me how to live. I don't want his boss, the supposed man upstairs, to tell me how to live. I am very independent and always have been, living a single life for many years. That is how I have to be. And the Fitbit was buzzing occasionally and telling me to pop out and go for a walk and get another 150 steps in it. And it sounds silly, but it's like, I don't need another thing to tell me how to do it. If I want to lose weight and if I want to look in shape in my 50s and onwards, I should want to do it for myself. And I should motivate myself to do it, not have little gadgets telling me what to do and other things like that. I think the desire to get in shape and stuff should be for me, should come from me, and should be done because I want to do it. So I went. You know what? Yeah, okay. I don't need the Strava map to draw red lines around the village and say how far I've walked. I don't need a thing buzzing to tell me, that I need to go for a walk, and obviously, and there was other things that I couldn't get to work on the Fitbit. There was a lot of stuff that I had to do manually. Like when I went on the cross trainer, if I'd go for a walk, it would log that. I just click on walk and it would log the walk for me and then send that to Strava to keep a track of my progress. But when I went on the cross trainer and set it to treadmill or elliptical or whatever it is, that wouldn't connect automatically. I'd have to type that into Strava manually. So I was like, what's the bloody point? Anyway, at least I know kind of what Fitbits are about. I've made my own decision, etc. So now I'm really annoyed. There's a fly flying around here, and I will murder it viciously if I get my hands on my big ruler. Oh, you know, don't you? Mind you, we can't get out because I haven't opened any windows. I should have opened windows. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, so, okay, that's the video. Wish me luck. Um, some people do put comments, oh, you don't need to lose weight. I do, honestly. When I lose weight, it all starts from cheekbones to neck. That's where the weight falls off first. But I've always got this spare tire, and in order to lose the spare tire, I'm going to end up looking very gaunt up here, like I did a few years ago when I dropped about 3 stone. But I want to try and get to 10 or 11 stone. I don't want to go less than 10 stone. 10 stone would make me look pretty thin, but I'd be happier with the smaller spare tire than the big spare tire. At the moment, I've got a bit of a tractor tire, and I want a motorcycle tire. Okay, and then obviously when I get down to a weight that I'm happy with, you've got to maintain that. And I've got to, I feel less bad about occasionally treating myself once a month to a takeaway or a kebab or a pint, a beer, even though I don't drink very often. It's usually vino, darling. Anyway, that's the video. I know it's a weird one. It's a change from the norm. But again, these videos are mine. It's not all about show and tell. Sometimes it's just vlog or vlog, video diary. This is my life and this is how I deal with it. So that's all from me this week. Take care now. Bye bye then.